guys, Aaron here with NAP Transport, part-time YouTuber, full-time trucker, overtime buffoon. So what's going on, guys? I know I haven't put out a video here in a hot minute. Lots been going on, guys. A lot has been going on. So let's start off. Let's see. There we go. That might help a little bit. First off, keeping the hair growing, keeping the beard growing for the Back the Beard Challenge. We're seeing how that's going to go. Just kind of glad to be a part of it. Looks like my camera's being all weird. I apologize for that. There's probably some background noise. I apologize for that too. Got to kind of get back into the swing of things and, you know, get my camera working again. Get everything back where I used to have it when I was making videos. So, where have I been? Man, Johnny Cash said it best. I've been everywhere, man. Yep, I sure have. Now, a couple months back, I put out a video about becoming a trainer at Prime and all of that kind of stuff. Everything that goes into it, everything that goes into becoming a trainer, but I really didn't get much into the training aspect of it, and that's where I've been. I've been training this whole time. Sadly, it's been the same student this entire time, and it is no fault of that student. I'm not going to mention his name. Some of you guys know him. Some of my viewers know him. Some of my viewers have met him. Good dude. Like, I have nothing against him at all. He's a good driver. He's gotten into the swing of back, and like, he's going to be a good driver. He's got what it takes to make it out here. He really does. And I can't wait for the training to be done. I can't wait for him to get out in the real world and show what he's got. The problem was, or is, that we weren't getting any kind of miles for him. I fired my dispatcher. I fired my dispatcher because it was either him or me. Either way, I was going to finish off this student. Either way, I was going to finish him off because it would not be fair to him. But I nearly left Prime because of the way that they were treating him. He did not deserve what was happening to him. So in PSD took a little bit longer. He did mess up a couple times on his test. He didn't trifecta. But he got it. He got it. I think it was his nerves, honestly. I think he was just overthinking everything. You know what? It happens to the best of us. I'll be straight up and say I failed my test the first time too. So I didn't think anything twice of it. I didn't think anything bad of it. Nothing. He gets his license. We get into TNT. We have to go through all of this crap to get him his license, including basically me taking a short home time and driving him in my personal car from where I live in Pennsylvania to Ohio to get his license. So we finally did get that done. It was a royal pain. But I had a meeting with one of the supervisors because just the revenue wasn't where it was supposed to be. As a matter of fact, very similar situation to Johnson's Logic. Maybe even the same supervisor that we talked to, because he was just baffled that I knew my numbers, that I knew where I needed to be. He just was surprised. And he told me that the way that I was going to make money, or the best way to make money out here as a trainer, was to go Northeast Regional. So I tried that. The money was okay, but it wasn't fair to him because we were sitting 2,000 to 3,000 miles per week. That's not fair to him at all. So we tried that for about a month, and even so, the revenue was just still meh. Like, I don't know what was going on there, but we were getting loads that I would actually decline loads, because, and not because of the revenue. The revenue was there. It would be like, $1,000 for 200 miles. But the problem was 24 hours to go 200 miles. That's not team runs. Every once in a while we'd get a Maine run or a Vermont run, but that would just run down into Pennsylvania. Then who knows what we were doing after that. But I had a load. It went from Massachusetts to Connecticut. 200 miles we had to run. Couldn't deliver early. Didn't have anywhere to drop it. And we had to sit on that load. Once in a while, that's okay. But it became habitual. And that was an issue that I had. Was we were a team truck. I took him through PSD. I knew how he drove. I trusted him. We had a decently long talk with myself and my student. We were ready to team. We were ready to get TNT knocked out. We were ready to get him his miles and get him down the road. So it wasn't like I was just taking a fresh TNT student and just throwing him behind the wheel, going to the bunk and saying, have fun. But it was very frequent that this would happen. So I had a talk with my student, and I told him that I was willing to sacrifice things for him. And for me, that was, I'll sacrifice the rate per load or rate per mile to make sure he gets his miles done, because that's where we needed to be. We were constantly sitting. I can't express that enough. We were constantly sitting on loads. So I told him, I'm like, look, man, it's not working right now, so we need to figure something out where he can get his miles. He started TNT November 18th, I think, and he's still in TNT today. So we decided, hey, we're going to go back over the road. We're going to see if maybe we can get some of these better loads, get some of these better miles, because we thought maybe they'd be able to get us longer loads, say Virginia or Pennsylvania up to Vermont or Maine or something like that, back down, just, back and forth, just a big loop, back and forth. So we went with it. Well, at first, they didn't really want to switch my dispatcher. I spoke to my dispatcher supervisor, who was different than the one that I talked to before, and I'm not going to mention any of these guys' names, but I spoke to my dispatcher supervisor, and he kept saying stuff like, well, it's all about low miles, high revenue. Then why am I training? Why do I have to give this guy 30,000 miles on low miles? There's people out here 2 months from start of PSD to the end of TNT. Maybe 3. This guy's been in training starting PSD in mid-October. He's done the entire winter with me. And, nothing was getting done. So, I don't remember exactly when it was. I've probably been about 6 weeks with this dispatcher now. I finally was like, look, guys, one of two things is going to happen. Either my dispatcher goes, or I do as soon as my student's done. And with the new PSD rules, or with the new entry-level driver rules, they'd be losing a PSD trainer. They would be losing somebody who could train PSDs even with the new rule in effect. So they went ahead. I ended up going all the way up to the head of reefer operations, having a phone call with him, and then getting that dispatcher supervisor to switch my dispatcher. Now, I was lucky in that I was able to, I don't want to say request a dispatcher, but I had thrown out a couple of names of dispatchers that I had heard of, that treated their drivers good and that were good, that I figured if I was going to have a chance here at Prime, that they were going to be my best chance. So I have this new dispatcher, one that some of you guys know, some of you guys have him. Wonderful guy. And so, we chatted for 20 minutes or so, and he said, yeah, sure, I'll put you on my board. So we start running. All of a sudden, now we're getting miles and revenue. They said that Northeast Regional is where the revenue's at. Then tell me why my student and I were running more miles and getting more revenue over the road than I was getting Northeast Regional. My rate per mile is about where it was Northeast Regional. Yeah, there's some loads that I've taken that are $3 a mile. I took a load for $3 a mile out of Florida. I don't know how he found it. I'm not going to complain about it. But where were these loads when we started TNT? This new dispatcher I have is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Very respectful, very conscientious about how we want, about how each driver wants to run their business. But we've been on this so long that that we were both able to take a vacation, a pre-planned vacation at that. And he's still not done. Now, with this new dispatcher, I believe we came to him when my student had 12,000 miles. 12,000 miles in a month. Those are solo miles. So we came to him, and in 6 weeks, my student now has about 1,000 miles left. So, a couple things. One, want to give a shout out to my new dispatcher. You're killing it, dude. You're killing it. I have zero reason to decline loads from him, because if there's a load that is suboptimal, there's a reason for it. There's a reason if I get a load that, say, pays $1.50 a mile. And that's the thing, is all I did was I called him. I think I've had one load that paid less than $2 a mile. And I called him up and I was like, hey, I trust you. Obviously you've been doing this good for me. What's going on? What are we looking at beyond this here? And he said, yeah, well, we got, behind this, we've got this load that pays really well. So I sure enough, behind that load was a $3 a mile load. You know, so now we were getting like 4,000 plus miles a week. Still not optimal, but much better than it was before. My student said he had nothing left to complain about, except of course the length of time it was taking to train him. But that stems back to that first dispatcher. It's just, you gotta stick up for yourself out here, guys. So I didn't want to put out a video, one, keeping him anonymous while he's training. I didn't want to be, you know, airing everything out as well. I don't know why I keep pointing to the passenger seat. He's not even on the truck right now. I'm coming off my vacation, he's coming off his, and I'm actually working my way up there to Indiana. I'm in Georgia right now. I'm working my way up to Indiana to pick him up. So I don't know why I keep pointing to the passenger seat like he's sitting right here. But at this point, like, my student and I have pretty good communication. And I've been trying. I have been pushing through with him. Like, and the thing is, a lot of times it's the student. A lot of times it's the student that's maybe not picking up on it or something like that. There have been a few nights where, well, he prefers to drive during the day, so I drive at night. So for me, night, so daytime. There have been a few times where he's had to wake me up to help him and stuff like that. That's what I'm here for. That's what I do. That's my job, is to be available when he needs help, to make sure that he is comfortable with what he's doing. But recently, say the last 10,000 miles or so, he's at the point now where I'll wake up and he's like, "Oh yeah, we got another load," and I'm just on, I'm on my way to pick it up right now or something like that when I wake up, and I'm just like, I didn't even wake up for us delivering. And so he's doing a lot better. He's right where he needs to be. That's why I say he's gonna make it as a driver. I'm guessing after taking like a week off here for vacation, probably gonna be a little rusty. We all get that way. When you take time off and you get used to back in your car or whatever, then you get back in a truck, you get rusty. But he's got it. I have zero issue with him. And honestly, I cannot wait to see what he does going forward. I think that he's gonna be a good driver. He says that he wants to go lease. I don't know if that's changed recently. I haven't pressured him one way or another. He started off saying he wanted to go company, now he wants to go lease. And if he does go lease, I do think he has what it takes to be a business owner. I don't think that I think he's got the right mindset. And I honestly think that once we get this training done, that he's going to be where he needs to be. So, shout out number one to my dispatcher. If you see this, keep doing you, dude. Keep doing you. I have zero issues with you whatsoever. Second, to my student. Not many students would stick it out this long. I will say that he's got that grit, he's got that determination that is very rare to find anymore. And so massive shout out to him, because I wasn't giving up on him. I wasn't giving up until he did, and he hasn't given up either. So massive shout out to him. Yeah, but I mean, that's pretty much where I've been training. And obviously I just took vacation. Maybe I'll make a video about my vacation. That was pretty fun. time, guys, remember, there's something I always say at the end of every video. When you follow through on it, you realize